absolute monster of an episode for you today. 3 games back to back featuring Liverpool and Man City. It's a big game. Big game. They're all big games. Big day. Roll the intro. Hello and welcome back to the Football Manager Save with Man United, seeing us through to FM 2020, because that's what you guys wanted to do in the comments more than anything. They were like, just keep this save going no matter what happens with it. We're going to try and stick to the rules. We might, depending on, part of me is like, depending on if they give me an absolutely stupid budget next season, then I might just go and buy some of the best youngsters in the world at that time. Maybe try and get someone like Mbappe or something like that and spend more than we bring in. But let me know down below, should we go and make this a... Because this season has actually gone a lot better. I thought it would be more of a challenge than it has been. We are in 3rd. We're more than likely going to get top 4. So we'll be in the Champions League next year. But what I'd like to know is, do we keep all the rules going as they are set at the moment? So a net spend of 0, so we can only spend money that we get in through sales. We've got to have 5 academy players in the team, which is something I'd be quite keen to carry on. Or do we take this Man United save in a different direction? We'll stay at Man United, but do we say it's got to be academy products only, or we can't buy anyone in the second season, or we can spend whatever we want, or I don't know, let me know. Or we've got to have can't have any players over the age of 27. I don't know. Let me know what you think you'd like to see in the rules below. In the comments below. Oh my god. In the comments below, let me know. And we'll formulate this plan. It's going to be a fun little save until the end of FM19 and when the 2020 beta comes out, where, knowing my luck, I'll be on holiday when it comes out, because that's what's happening with Pro Evo. The demo's out for Pro Evo. I've been playing it, I've been loving it, getting really excited about my Master League, and when it's released, I'm not here. I'm in the UK and I can't take my PC with me to make sure that I download it on time, so there'll be a delay for the PES 2020 Master League. But yeah, anyway, enough of that. We've got Liverpool in the FA Cup 5th round, followed by Krasnodar and then Man City. The league has been going very, very well. We find ourselves only 5 points off the top from Arsenal, where we were, I think, something like 8 points behind them at one point. But yes, it's gone very well. We're back to form. We've tweaked the tactics a little bit. But we were last together not too far away, I think. Brighton-Sheffield United. I think we did 2 pretty easy games, if I remember rightly. A good 4-0 win. And then a 3-1 win against Sheffield United. We beat Southampton in the semi-final of the Cup, which is nice, which is why we're playing Man City in the final in today's episode. Newcastle, we beat them 5-1, then drew 1-1, which was very disappointing. We beat Chelsea 1-0 thanks to a Paul Pogba penalty. We beat Aston Villa 3-0 very convincingly, and we've been away to Russia to beat Cuban Krasnodar 3-0. And today we faced Liverpool, Krasnodar and Man City. Now, I am tempted to say we'll do the Krasnodar one offline and do Man City and Arsenal, but I think Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal all in one episode could be a little bit too hectic. I'm not too sure. So we'll start with Liverpool and we'll see how we get on. I think the Krasnodar one is going to be pretty much a walk in the park. So we may do... Did I do that offline? Yeah, sorry. Let's do Liverpool, Man City and Arsenal all in one episode. Let's get into the FA Cup game, which is... I'm not even on... Oh, Chris Smalling's left, which is great. So we've got if we do stick with the net spend money rule, we do have a little bit more in the bank now to spend, which is great. Obviously, we bought in Matthias de Ligt for 43 million. I know there were some comments as well about needing to buy a striker, but obviously I was trying to sell Jones and Smalling, so another centre-back was pretty crucial, to be honest. De Ligt for 43 million, which meant we had 49 million, so we had 6 plus 6 million left, so 6 plus 7 is 13, which gives us 23 million to spend, which is lovely. So yeah, 23 million. There we go. That's what we're going to be. That's our budget at the moment, unless we change the rules. But I'm still looking out there. I'm still trying also to sell Fred. Not Fred. I'm not trying to sell Fred at all. I'm trying to sell Juan Mata, maybe Jesse Lingard as well. Who knows? But we've played a pretty rotated team against Krasnodar, which means we should be able to go full strength against Liverpool in the cup, and then we'll play a rotated team against Krasnodar in the second leg, and then we'll go full strength against Man City, and then Arsenal will probably have to be a mix of the two. But we have just beaten Krasnodar 3-0. Harriet got 2 and Rashford got 1. Very nice indeed. De Ligt made his debut and did very well. I can't believe we bought Matthijs de Ligt, in all honesty. I am going to rest everyone, though, just to make sure they're fit and healthy. But we'll be back for the game against Liverpool. You don't need me to carry on rambling in this inane matter. So I'll catch you all in a bit. Okay, we're back for the game against Liverpool, and as you would expect in this derby game, both teams going absolutely full strength. We've got De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, De Ligt and Luke Shaw, Fred, Pogba, Fernandes, Daniel James, Martial and Rashford up front. They've gone with Alisson, Alexander-Arnold, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robertson, Fabinho, Henderson, Keita, Salah, Mane, Firmino, as you would expect. On the bench, we've gone for a very academy-heavy bench in Greenwood, Gomez, Lingard, McTominay, Fosu-Mensah and Henderson, with Diallo not really is the only non-academy player on the bench. So yeah, we're putting the academy boys onto the bench, which is good. I guess that's what happens when you sell a lot of your senior players. But passionately, we've got to go and do it for the fans, haven't we, in a derby like this? I mean, there's nothing more depressing than losing to Liverpool. I guess actually losing to Crystal Palace was pretty depressing. It's derby day. How do you look forward to it? I send Mike Phelan to go and do the chat. But here we go then. We're going to be taking on Liverpool at Anfield. It's always a tough game. We're actually going to drop this down to balance like we did to positive, like we did last time we played a big game. But I'm hoping that we can still dominate the ball, dominate possession. We toyed a little bit against Krasnodar with playing no holding midfielder and playing a number 10, and I started Angel Gomez. It didn't really work out very well. But Pogba was there with a header just over the bar. Yeah, I don't know why attacking midfielders on Football Manager 20, Football Manager 19 don't really work unless you play a diamond formation. The attacking midfielder doesn't really work, and I'm not playing a diamond formation, so that's not going to happen. As De Ligt goes long with the ball over the top, but Gomez does well to head it. Keita into Henderson, out to Trent Alexander-Arnold, looks to beat his man, cuts in field into Firmino. Firmino lays it in, there's Mane, and it's a great save from David De Gea to keep it at 0-0. And this is the problem we have playing bigger teams, is that they can cut through us and we don't dominate as much as we'd probably like, as De Ligt heads away at the near post, which is lovely. Mane into Salah. Salah into Henderson through the rain. Fabinho. Henderson was caught late, but the referee plays advantage. He tells him to get up, actually. Can that be Keita? Into Virgil van Dijk. Robertson on the left-hand side with a bit of space. Overlapping, moving forward. Great tackle from Wan-Bissaka, and Daniel James looks to launch us forward. And we go over the top. Rashford tried to get in behind Gomez, but obviously nothing came of it. Pogba's picked up an injury. That is not what we need. A thigh injury, so it's probably a tight thigh or a pulled thigh. A thigh strain, as there's a header from Joe Gomez just over the bar, touching the top of the bar. Martial's been booked as well, but we really need Pogba. I mean, McTominay, you bring him on, you play him box to box and it works quite well, but as you can see, this is one of the most even games we've had in a very long time, as Alisson takes the goal kick long. Salah beaten in the air by Matthijs de Ligt. He's having a stupendous game against our big rivals. Fernandes picks this up, lays it into the injured Pogba. Back to Fred, into Pogba, working our triangle as well. Pogba tries one from range, and Alisson, I should say, touches it past the post, and it's been a very good start. Fernandes puts the corner in, and Gomez wins the header above Luke Shaw at the back post. And it's cleared away for a throw-in. But half an hour gone, 0-0. A very even game so far. But I am very interested to know your comments below. What do you want to happen in this save moving forward? We're going to keep going with Man United until FM 2020. The beta, at least. Maybe I'll have a week off before the beta. Who knows? Just so that I avoid burnout, as it's called. But I also do a full-time job alongside this, which is why that would always take priority. I'm with my family and enjoying life in Singapore and travelling around Asia and things like that will always take priority over this channel. It's only a hobby. But that's Salah's in. Oh, he stuck it in. It was a free header at the back post while I'm chatting about what my life is like. Mo Salah is too busy scoring goals. 12th goal of the season for Mo. Good assist from Andrew Robertson. I think it was it Luke Shaw? Who's Martial's marking him there? Martial, I think, then gets drawn out. Oh no, Martial just lets him go. It's terrible marking from Anthony Martial. But if I was Luke Shaw, I would have been telling him to push on. I would have told Martial to come out wide and Luke Shaw should have taken the man. But just before half-time, Liverpool go and get a goal that makes it 1-0. And Firmino has robbed Luke Shaw as Salah put good pressure onto, I think it was De Ligt's back post, headed away well. And James will pick this up. Daniel James, we know he's got a lot of pace. He runs forward. He's got Naby Keita for company. And Keita just robs the ball off him quite easily. Back to the goalkeeper. A bit of an awkward ball to control, but Alisson does well. And he goes long. And that's a good header from De Ligt again. Gomez picks it up into Alexander-Arnold. Up to Salah. Salah cuts in field. Henderson. Good run on the overlap from Trent Alexander-Arnold. And we know he's got a good delivery. Luke Shaw's trying to get back. It goes in. Wan-Bissaka clears. Naby Keita's there. It's 2-0. And Wan-Bissaka with a terrible clearance. And Liverpool are now asserting their dominance at home against us. And this is not very good. Lovely ball from Henderson to Alexander-Arnold. Luke Shaw again caught just a little bit too far in field. Ball in. Wan-Bissaka should do better. Heads it into Keita's path. And David De Gea can do nothing from that sort of range, and this is not going very well for us at all. Into half time, it's very disappointing. It is very disappointing. Not happy with Rashford. We're going to give him a little bit of the second half to try and sort this mess out themselves. But this is the difference of been dominating all the teams we've been dominating. Then you come up against Liverpool, and obviously Man City in the cup final is going to be a tough game as well. Well, we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, a bit of a bonus monster episode for you today with 3 games. Let me know if you like that. But David De Gea all the way out to Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka cuts in field into Pogba. Pogba spreads it out to Fernandes. The run on the overlap from Martial. Martial's there. He beats one. Puts it in. Oh, he's overhit the cross and James has to try and keep it alive. He swings that back in. Van Dijk with a great header. And now Mo Salah will bring this away. And we know that Liverpool can hit you on the counter-attack. And he's run a long way. Puts a pass in. There's a man, Mane, at the back post, totally free. De Gea makes the save. Mane pounces. It's 3-0. And it's just not working. It's just not working today. Let's go a little bit more direct. We're going to have to play really high tempo. Don't have to go too wide. Let's get off that. Let's distribute it quickly anywhere we want. But 3-0 down. Liverpool are showing us how to play at Anfield. And it was always going to be a very tough game coming here. Let's make some changes. Rashford off, Greenwood on. We'll do Martial for Lingard. We'll actually swap Lingard and James over. 6.4. Pogba's not having a good game. Let's get McTominay on. We'll go box to box in here. And just hope that we can make a difference in this, remaining half an hour, 35 minutes. Liverpool have played very, very well. You can't argue that. You can't argue with that. Let's get Mike Phelan to shout lots of instructions at the players about what to do to their players. We're asking a lot for the likes of Greenwood to come on and change the game is asking a lot. But you never know. You never know. Wan-Bissaka, Greenwood's tackled by Robertson. It goes long. Lindelof is there. Now, this is not the debut that I wanted you guys to see De Ligt having, as that's a terrible pass from Fred. Henderson comes forward with it. Goes over top. Mane and Akers again. Mane's there and De Gea makes the save. Maybe it's damage limitation time. Let's change Wan-Bissaka to fullback on support. Fullback on. Now we're playing a bit more direct. We actually don't need those guys to push up as much. See, Wan-Bissaka's on a 6.7, but I would argue it's him that's getting caught out by Sadio Mane every time, which is very, very annoying. But it looks like Liverpool are going to be progressing in the FA Cup. We're going to be knocked out to our arch rivals, which is very, very annoying. As Fernandes puts in. Lindelof's there. Oh, it's got to go in. It's got to go in, Victor. Come on. What are you playing at, boy? Gomez with a throw up to Firmino. Back to Gomez. Gomez back to Fabinho. Fabinho to Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum into Mane. Mane looks to turn. Keita's there. Got the overlap from Robertson that isn't tracked again by the winger. Robertson puts it in. Good header away. Lallana brings it down. Cross in. Isaac De Gea saves and it's bouncing around and De Gea pounces on it. Oh, we've actually had more possession than Liverpool at Anfield, but they've taken their chances. They've created good chances. It's just sometimes it's a very tough game when this happens. As Firmino into Lallana from the throw-in. Back to Robertson. Robertson ball across into Mane. What a finish that is. I think that's his hat-trick. 15th goal of the season. An absolutely wonderful finish from Mane. His second goal of the game. Sometimes there's goals you can't do anything about, and that's one of them. That's an absolutely unbelievable finish. Lallana back to Robertson. Robertson dinked it across, and Mane with a scissor kick finish, Di Canio-esque from the edge of the box. Absolutely ridiculous. Well done, Sadio Mane. Well played, Liverpool. A very annoying result. The half-time chat didn't work. It's all come down the left. I should have noticed that earlier and probably dropped Wan-Bissaka to defensive and changed the tactic, but I didn't, because I'm lazy and we've been dominating games and I thought this would see us through. But there we go, a 4-0 loss. Not a good start to this bumper episode. Man, we'll be back for the game against Man City in the cup final, because we're going to play Krasnodar offline. So yeah, we're back. Paul Pogba, 3 to 4 weeks. Damn it. Goalless Green worries Man United. I'm not too fussed about that. He's only young. But yeah, we'll be back for the game against Man City. See you then. Here we are then, back for the Carabao Cup final against Man City. It's going to be a very tough game. They're predicted to be playing their strongest 11. We will be playing our strongest 11. We went and beat Krasnodar 5-1 in the leg. We actually rotated the whole 11, which was great. Greenwood got 2 goals, Harriet got 2 and Pereira got 1 as well. A lovely free kick from Andreas Pereira. They got 1 back, wasn't too fussed about that. Great performances from Delo, Pereira and Harriet, and Greenwood obviously. So they'll be pushing for starting positions in the league after this winter period, really, when we know a bit more what's going on and rotating in Europe and stuff like that. But we'll be lining up with De Gea in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, De Ligt, Shaw, Fred, McTominay, Fernandes, Lingard, Martial and Rashford. We've dropped to positive and we've dropped the wing backs from attacking to full backs on support. Hopefully so we don't get caught out like we did in the Liverpool game, because that was obviously quite tactically wrong. They are lining up with Ederson in goal, Walker, Otamendi, Laporte, Tierney, Fernandinho, De Bruyne, De Silva, Bernardo Silva, Sterling and Aguero. So they've gone very, very strong. So let's get into it and see how we get on. So yeah, win the cup for the supporters. I can't say much more than that. Why don't, Mike, you go and do all of this? We'll end that team talk. Mike, get on the player instructions as well. Here we are then, Carabao Cup final at Wembley. What's going on here? Oh, I've put it on only commentary accidentally. Replays are on, replay events, goals, and play. There we go. As you can see, I wasn't too fussed about the Krasnodar result. I just wanted to get through it as quickly as possible, but it was great. So we need De Ligt and Lindelof to have a really good game against Aguero at the back, obviously, but De Bruyne picks it up in midfield. Now, we're not playing as attacking, so we should hopefully be okay. And it's going to be a lot of pace versus a lot of pace. And that's something I'm quite keen to see grow. I really do want to get Gomez and Chong more involved, and Andreas Pereira. The problem is that whenever I play Gomez and Chong, they really struggle in games. And I would love to play them more, but the only one I can really drop is Lingard, and he's been playing pretty well recently. I mean, Daniel James started ahead of him in the Liverpool game, but yeah, Lingard's actually been doing alright. Martial will look to accelerate a right-footed shot and he sticks it in the bottom corner. Anthony Martial, that's more like it. 13th goal of the season, puts us 1-0 up in the Carabao Cup final at Wembley. And are we going to go and lift our first tin pot of the season? I mean, tin pot? No, I don't mean that about the Carabao Cup. I mean definite domestic league trophy that everyone wants to win. But it looks like the tactical changes are paying off at the moment, which is good. And we've just got to make sure they last for the next game. And then obviously we've got Arsenal in the league after this, which will be a tough game. We're going to have to probably rotate a little bit and rest people, so they're not going to get as much training in their done. But you know, the likes of Harriet could come in for a start, Delo and Greenwood all impressed against Krasnodar, so maybe they deserve a chance in this game. But we are keeping Man City unbelievably quiet. Let's praise him a bit. Bruno Fernandes, free kick, and he goes. McTominay, just over the bar. Obviously missing Paul Pogba as well, our top goal scorer for the season. We are missing him from this formation as Ederson plays it out towards Kieran Tierney, signed from Celtic, up to Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling puts it across. Shaw reads it very well though. Martial comes forward. David Silva intercepts well, and Sterling struggling to get into the game, but here comes Bernardo. Good tackle, and that's actually released. Marcus Rashford in behind, left footed, and Ederson can't keep it out, and Marcus Rashford makes it 2-0 to the red side of Manchester in the cup final, and that is what we want to see. Yes. I mean, I do mock the Carabao Cup, but in this save, I'd love to get any sort of trophy we could. Bernardo Silva here tackled well by Fred, who I think he's just clearing that, but Rashford's pace gets in the wrong side of Laporte and Otamendi, and that is a very bit of bad goalkeeping from Ederson. Got a strong hand to it, probably should have kept it out. but couldn't do anything about it. 2-0, and here comes Raheem Sterling, cuts in field onto his right foot, goes round 2, and De Gea has to touch it over the bar. Bit too easy that for Raheem Sterling. He got round Lindelof and De Ligt very, very easily as De Bruyne is over the corner. Swings it in, Lindelof with a good header away. McTominay chests it down, surely just clear it. He does, and gets rid of the danger, which I'm very, very happy about. We've restricted Man City to 1 shot on target in the first half so far, which is good. And with only a minute or so to go, I am absolutely delighted with that fact. And I can't say anything against the guys. It's been a very good performance. Jesse Lingard on a 6.6 isn't playing the best, but you know, I'll let him off. Go and show everyone you're born winners. That's what I want to say. There's a lot more to come. Oh crap, I didn't mean to say that. I thought it was always going to be on passionate, and there's a lot more to come. I've accidentally told my midfielders that I'm disappointed with what they've done, and the fact that Martial has scored, that's very, very annoying for him, I'd imagine. But we'll keep it going. I'll just give them a bit of good cop after the kick-off, so that everyone now gets fired up about it. I mean, it hasn't affected Martial's rating or performance or body language or anything like that, so we should be able to get away with it. I could bring we'll bring Daniel James on, I think. David Silva puts a ball in. Laporte's there, and Otamendi puts it in. He's not offside, and that makes it 2-1. Let's demand a little bit more from them just to concentrate. Pep's obviously got them in and bollock them. If Pep is even still the manager, I'm assuming he is. Let's do Daniel James on for Lingard on this side. We're actually going to put you... no, we'll leave you an inside forward because I like the wingers cutting in. It is very good because even though they play as an inside forward, the FM19 still... Sometimes they go wide and put in crosses, which is fine. Sometimes they cut in field, so it's not a problem. Lindelof, he's got robbed by Bernardo Silva, and it's going to leave the pace of Raheem Sterling to come through. Although Bernardo Silva's going all on his own. What a run this is from the Portuguese man, and he stuck it in, and it's 2-2, and just like that, the game has been turned around. Absolutely dreadful from a Man United point of view. Bernardo Silva, what a run, what a goal. I mean, they've had 2 more shots on target, 2 goals. Lindelof plays a free kick short to Luke Shaw. Up it goes to Martial. Martial into Fernandes. Back to De Ligt. Into Martial again. Martial to De Ligt. Trying to get the young Dutchman controlling the ball from the back, which is fine. James, who's on to replace Lingard, runs at the defence. Ball through into Martial. He shoots and Ederson makes a save. We're looking like a starfish. But he keeps the score at 2-2. It's been a tale of 2 halves at the moment, as Bruno Fernandes will line up the corner, back post looking for Shaw. Rodrigo gets it away, headed down. Otamendi just puts his foot through it and clears the ball out for a throw down the other end. I don't really know what to do. I'm actually thinking about doing something like this. We'll do deep line playmaker on support. We'll bring Pereira on for McTominay. It was that position where Pereira did very well against Krasnodar in the Mazzala role, so let's hope he has the same again. McTominay out to Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka floats across in, looking for Rashford with a header, and Ederson makes the save. And we are getting back into our groove of performance now. We just need to see if we can maintain this, really. Not too many bad performances. De Ligt and Luke Shaw not playing the best. Fred picks up a yellow card. I mean, let's get out there and do a little bit more. Shaw with a long throw up the line. It's flicked on, but Walker picks up the header. Shaw then wins the header again. Fred flicks that on to Rashford. Rashford looking for Martial, just about keeps it in play. Back into Rashford's feet, but Pereira picks it up, flicks it on once more to Rashford. He goes for us. Fernandinho flies in. It's a free kick. Are they going to get their very important linchpin in midfield sent off? Fernandinho looks like he's going to be getting a second yellow. He is. A bad tackle on Rashford. And now Andreas Pereira, who is deadly at free kicks in this game, may get a chance to put us 3-2 up. Pereira hits it. Oh, it's just over the bar. He went close, and 5 minutes to go. I'm just wondering if we bring on fresh legs in the full-back position for Luke Shaw. I think we will. Let's go Delo on for Luke Shaw on that side. We'll make all 3 subs. They've made some changes. Mendy on, Rodri on, and Moise Keane on as well. Obviously plays for Everton in real life, but 2-2 when you're 2-0 up, not the best. But we've played very well. 3 shots on target. They're literally the 2 shots they've had on target in the second half. Go out and win it for the supporters. And this time, passionately, there's a lot more to come. Passionately, there's a lot more to come. Now, we do get an extra sub. Ratings-wise, it would probably be De Ligt. In terms of fitness, probably Bruno Fernandes. He's on a 7. I haven't really got... I could bring Harriet on to replace Bruno Fernandes, but I don't think that would really work. I think... What's Fred doing? He's on a 7. I think we're going to do Fred for Fosu Mensah in holding midfield, just because he's on a yellow card, and I'd like to keep our numerical advantage for as much as possible. So let's demand a bit more from the guys. Out to Martial from the kickoff. I just got to hope we can do something. Ball in, easy for Ederson though. And I didn't expect this. I mean, it's going to be a long ass episode anyway. This is going to make it even longer going in to extra time and possibly penalties. I mean, do we go attacking? I think maybe we do go attacking because we've got that extra man. Yeah, but it's not a bad replacement. I mean, they're moving people around all over the place. They've just moved John Stones into holding midfield, who gives it back to Walker. You can see they're not really fussed about getting it forward quickly. Laporte does come forward though. Good tackle there, but it falls to Bernardo Silva. Back to John Stones. Stones runs into Laporte and goes back to Ederson. Ederson put under pressure from 2 players. He clears it long into Silva. Silva over top. Moise Kean is in behind De Ligt. Moise Kean shoots De Gea and makes a save. It was a lovely ball from David Silva, to be honest. And here is De Ligt on the ball. He goes long to Martial, just our side of the halfway line, who crosses a crossfield ball, and Mendy will allow that one to go over his head and then control it. It's going to be an interesting game. Otamendi under pressure. Rashford steals the ball. Rashford's 1-on-1 and Ederson makes a good save. 102 minutes gone in this game. 3 minutes to half time, or 2 minutes to half time. Andreas Pereira puts in the corner looking for the back post. There's no one there. Stones heads it away. And James will pick this up. It goes to Wan-Bissaka. Back to Daniel James, but nothing comes of that. Come on. Just a little bit more. That's all it needs. Just that tiny little bit more effort and work rate. We're a man up. I'm trying to see where they've... I think right wing is where they've actually reduced themselves in a man. As Silva picks it up, he's going to wait for Moise Kean to move, and Kean does, but De Gea is very quick to read that. Comes out really well. Again, rolls it out to De Ligt. We're trying to build the play through De Ligt with his passing ability at the back. And with 10 minutes to go, we have a corner. Andreas Pereira swings it in. He floats it in. It's easy for Ederson to claim on that 6-yard box. And he's just delaying time. Is he going to roll it short just here? No, he drops it to the ground and plays a ball out to Walker, who hasn't got anyone in front of him. I think they've pushed Moise Kean up, taken Sterling off. So maybe we can exploit that gap that Kyle Walker is pushing up through. Bernardo into David Silva. Good tackle from Wan-Bissaka. Daniel James picks it up. James looks to run at their tired-ish defence. He beats the man into Fernandes. Fernandes holds the ball into Wan-Bissaka. Back to Fernandes again. Onto Fosu Mensah, who seems to have held the fort quite well, replacing Fred. Diego Dalot comes forward. He has a shot. Oh, the left for the right back, playing left back onto his right foot. Has made it 3-2 in extra time. Diego Dalot, I just didn't think he was going to shoot. It's taken me massively by surprise. Diego Dalot, however you say his name. Fosu Mensah picks him out. So Fosu Mensah will get a little cheeky assist there as well. And Dalot, though, just sort of ran at a straight line at Kyle Walker and pings it into the side netting of that goal. Ederson with no chance. We are on our way back again to winning the Carabao Cup. Now let's just keep it tight. We've dropped back down to positive. 20 shots we've had to their 11. 11 on target to their 4. Ederson actually has had a good game. And it looks like this could be the final whistle as the cross goes in. Otamendi heads it clear. Stones flicks it on and Moise Kean will pick it up. And he's there it is, the full-time whistle. We've won the Carabao Cup. It was a very, very entertaining game. And I actually think we're not going to have enough time to do the Arsenal game. I think the episode would just be too long if we do that. So I do apologise for that. But we come away with a trophy, which is absolutely fantastic. I'll tell you what, we'll do the Arsenal game in the next episode so that we're not going to miss it. It'll still be a live com. But it will be in the next episode. So lots of people are getting a little bit of a bonus, which is fine. I don't mind that. Even Juan Mata, who I don't think has paid in the competition, they're delighted with me. We qualify for the Euro Cup. The squad get a bonus payout, which is fine. And the review is that we won it. Man City came runners up. Cambridge were the biggest overachievers. Peterborough were the underachievers. And the best match was Bournemouth beating Scunthorpe 4-2. Not the fact that the final went to extra time to be won 3-2 after being 2-0 up. I would have thought that would have been one of the better games. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Wow, we've got our first trophy. Unbelievable stuff. The youngsters are doing it well in Europe. We're doing well in the league. We'll be back for the next game against Arsenal, and I'll see you then as the hiccups just about kick in, which means I've been talking too much. For now, I'm out. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers.